What's happening, everybody on YouTube? Steve with Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com. Coming back to you with another video from Philadelphia. And in this video, I want to answer a viewer question that I received recently. And this is something I've talked about before, and we talked about it a lot on the interview that I had with John Dugan, Resell Rabbit. But in any event, somebody asked me, Steve, can you give me some tips for being able to make money from pawn shops? So I want to make a quick video for you folks and kind of give you a breakdown of how I buy from pawn shops and some things that allow me to get good deals. So first I want to say that most of the time, 90% of the time when I buy something at a pawn shop, I'm looking to resell it on Amazon FBA. And that's primarily because I'm usually going after video games or electronics, GPSs, calculators, things like that when I go to a pawn shop. And in my opinion, the best place to put that is Amazon FBA. So moving forward, the number one tip I want to give you for sourcing at pawn shops is, first of all, if you want to be able to get a tremendous discount and be able to get these items at prices that allow you to make a profit on Amazon or wherever you decide to sell it, the one thing you need to realize is you're going to have to bundle items most of the time. So what I mean by that is if you're into video games, don't just make an offer on one Mario game or one Donkey Kong game. Make an offer on 10, 15, 20, 30 items. And, as an example, say they've got each game listed for 20 bucks each. If you buy maybe 5 games, maybe they'll knock it down to 18 or 17. Maybe if you buy 10, they'll knock it down to 15. Maybe if you buy 20 or 30, they might cut it down to 10 bucks, 50% off. I've had that happen multiple times. So the one thing you want to realize is you're going to have to bundle items to be able to get a discount. And that's probably the number one tip I can give you. Don't go in there just making offers on a single thing or just one camera. I mean, it'll work. I've done it before. But just as a rule of thumb, if the more items you buy, the more money you're willing to spend, the better chance you have of getting a good discount, which will allow you to make a profit. Tip number 2, bring cash with you. Cash talks. And a lot of times, these pawn shop owners would be rejecting a deal, and then I come out and say, I've got cash, I'm willing to pay cash, no credit card or anything, and they've accepted the deal. So cash does talk, and when you pay for cash, it saves them on the credit card fee for their machine. And also sometimes some of these pawn shop owners, they're not following the rules and they're not paying taxes. So, they get to save the 6% or whatever on the taxes as well. Although some places say, listen, I don't care if it's cash or not, I'm paying taxes. But it's just one tip. Make sure that you're using cash, because that could definitely help you out a lot. Tip number 3, build a rapport with the people who you're interacting with, either the pawn shop owners or the people who you're just working with, who you're doing the deal with. Make sure you're friendly with them. Don't get upset if they reject your deal. Build the rapport, have a conversation with them, make them like you and actually listen to what they're having to say. A lot of these pawn shop owners are just used to wheeling and dealing, and a lot of these people, they don't even have normal conversations. The customers don't even treat them like human beings because they're just all about the money and the deal. So, build the rapport with them, build a relationship, and that's going to help out a lot. But overall, the number one thing you need to realize is you've got to bundle, you got to bring the cash, and you just got to be present. Just go to these pawn shops. Some places, the people aren't going to be willing to make deals with you. It's just the way it is. And then other times, maybe it's towards the end of the month, or they're having a bad month, or they just want to move inventory, and they're willing to wheel and deal and do deals with you. It's hit or miss a lot of times at these pawn shops. And I want to say, I'm not an expert at pawn shops. I've really only been doing this for about a month or two now, and I'm starting to have some really good success, even more success with pawn shops versus the thrift stores, because I'm heavily involved with the electronics and the bigger items and stuff like that. So, there's money to definitely be made at these pawn shops. The only thing is, you've got to usually pay up. You got to spend more money to make, the equal amount of money at a thrift store. But there's a lot less competition, in my opinion, when you're at a pawn shop versus a thrift store. Not everybody is willing to drop $100 to make $50. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and these tips helped you. Go start looking at pawn shops, start experimenting, start bundling, start to get to know the owners of these pawn shops, and you're gonna find deals. You're gonna definitely make money. There's a lot of money to be made out there. So, I wish I started doing this years ago when, the Bonafide Hustler was talking about it in his videos, and other YouTubers were talking about it, because, there's deals out there and there's money to be made. I've found some amazing deals on video games that you wouldn't believe. $4 or $5 for Mario games, for Donkey Kong, for You know, these games that hold so much nostalgia, but you know, you never know if you don't go. So thanks for watching, everybody. I gotta head back to my hotel right now. Again, I'm in Philadelphia, so hopefully you guys have been keeping up with my vlogs. Today's day 4 in Philly, so hopefully this will be up either tonight or tomorrow. But thanks for watching. Keep on picking and making that money. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.